He was cool. My uncle Danny, my dad's brother, he was a racer, right? So my dad would go out to West Capitol with his pickup truck, and he would push Danny and start him, and that's how that whole thing got going. But Danny's the one that got hit by the car and paralyzed. He was a quadriplegic. Yeah.
How old was he when that went down?
I was probably 8. So I don't know how. He was older than my dad. My dad was 27 years older than me. So my dad would have been 35. So he was probably late 30s. And he lived 35 more years as a quadriplegic. Just brutal.
And where was he when he got hit?
He was standing in front of his upholstery shop in Sunnyvale talking to a lady, and there was a three lanes that came across the intersection and turned into 2 lanes. The right lane merged, and there was an older dude, like 70 years old, in the right-hand lane, and the light turned green, and he tried to get in front of the other cars, and the other cars were like, fuck you, I'm not letting you in. And so they raced up that road, and there was my uncle just standing there talking to this lady. Freaking plowed into him, sent him flying.
Dang.
100 feet or whatever. Just shattered him. Just broke everything. Fucking broke everything. Didn't kill him, though. He was a tough son of a bitch. You know? He fucking, but back, legs, arm, everything was broken. And, you know, they did what they could. So that's the 60s, you know. They didn't have any technology. And I remember going down to see him, and he was in this rotating bed. It was a great big circle. And it was like maybe 8 feet tall at the top. And the bed would sit, and he would lay on his stomach for however many hours. And then they would put the mattress down on him, and then flip him completely over the other way. And then the mattress would come off somehow. I don't remember how it all worked, but and then he'd lay on his back for 12 hours. And then they'd put the mattress on, and they'd flip him back over.
Wow.
Yeah. And then and a couple of things that I really remember that saw how bad it was for him. One time we were in the hospital. A bunch of the family showed up, and they brought milkshakes. And they asked him if he wanted a milkshake, and he was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, you know, being part of the family again, you know, and everybody was laughing and we're having a good time. And they handed him the milkshake, but he had no feelings in his arm. And he went to hold the milkshake, and he just crushed it against his chest. And the whole thing just spilled everywhere. And then he started to cry. And then, you know, and then everybody tried to, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one was one. And then the other one, it was the same kind of thing. We were at his house, and it was during the holidays. And there was about 20 people in a big circle around the living room. And he was in his wheelchair, and everybody was in chairs and on the couches and whatever. And there was a little girl, maybe 2, playing with a balloon. And somebody was hitting the balloon, and she'd hit it and laugh, and everybody was laughing, hitting the balloon back and forth. And the balloon came around, and it flew over by somebody, and they kicked it, and it flew up in the air. And it went over by somebody else, and they kicked it, and it went up in the air, and everybody's laughing, and the little girl's chasing the balloon, and it comes right down to my Uncle Danny, and I saw him kick it. In his head, he kicked that balloon, but nothing happened. And he just put his head down, he started crying, and I was like, fuck, this sucks, man. So I have always, ever since then, man, I appreciate every day when I can freaking walk and use my hands. And my aches and pains are just aches and pains. At least I can feel them. He couldn't even feel his, you know? So that was brutal.
And he's dead now?
Yeah.